Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Cup from the Transformers Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. Again, just like with Cliffjumper, this is kind of an amalgamation of two lines. You can see here is designated as 8602, which is the exact same number as the normal Cup release. So I'm guessing because Cliffjumper wasn't already in the line, they gave him a new number, but because Cup already was, they just gave him the same designation as Cup in the normal Studio Series line. So this is a slight repaint of the one we already got. We'll take a look at that a little bit later on. Packaging pretty standard for Buzzworthy Bumblebee, exactly the same really as the Cliffjumper packaging. You have Bumblebee down here, then you have Mirage, you have RC, Optimus down here in the bottom corner. Spinning it around to this side, just have a picture of Cup. He looks mortified there. I don't know what's going on. Not too much going on the top or bottom. Spin it around to the back and we can see the robot mode and the vehicle mode. And then they give you a little preview of the diorama piece that he comes with as well. So again, it just says Transformers the movie, Studio Series, but it's also kind of Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Because of that, it is a Target exclusive. So there is that. But let's go ahead, let's get him out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Cup posed in the backdrop piece that he comes with, and it's a great scene from the movie. He's just not in this scene. So if you're familiar with this backdrop, this is from when the Decepticons are first attacking Autobot City, and Perceptor is having a conversation with Ultra Magnus and RC and Springer about how to ready the defenses. And Cup's not here. He's with Hot Rods racing to enter the city. So not really sure why they picked this backdrop to include with Cup. Maybe you could make a case that this is kind of toward the end of the scene at Autobot City where him and RC are like doing kind of the last blasts at the Decepticons. But then I would kind of want like Astro Train being loaded or something in the background. So I don't know. It's a weird choice for a backdrop. It's a good looking scene. I just don't really know why they packed it with Cup. Taking a closer look at Cup out of the box, he looks pretty good. It is, of course, just the exact same figure we had previously, but with a little bit darker color scheme. I will say I really like the painted eyes. Previously, he had light piping for the eyes, and I think the metallic blue there looks really sharp. I still wish they had done a little bit something different for the face. He just looks so sad and downtrodden. It's just a really sad expression. I wish they would have given him something else for his mouth. But I guess they didn't want to get into remolding the head. But he looks good. We'll bring in the other one so we can do a direct comparison here. So this is the original Studio Series Cup, and this is our new one over here on the right. You can see it's just kind of a slightly different color palette. This one's a little bit brighter, a little bit closer to the original toy. And then this one is a little bit more subdued, a little darker. Definitely closer to the animation model for like Season 3. So it's just kind of whichever one you prefer. I also don't really know why he had a translucent windshield here on the original, because neither the original toy nor the animation model had that. And this one you can see here they've gone back to kind of like the solid gray with some of that weathering painted on. And he's got quite a few little spots of weathering. They're kind of subtle. There's one down here on the leg. He's of course got them on the chest. He's got a few on the arms as well. Let me see if I can zoom in here. You can see he's got some weathering marks on some of the arms. And that's something that the original did not have. So if you like the weathering marks... Oh, here's one here on the shoulder. You can see up there. So this one did not have anything like that. So if you like a little bit brighter, less weathered Cup, you can go with this one. If you want a little bit darker color palette and have some weathering marks, you can go with this one. But again, otherwise, they're the same figure. Transform the same. Everything else is the same. It's really just the color scheme. But I still think it's a good figure. I like having this one. It's kind of funny. It's kind of the same with Cliffjumper, where I didn't realize how much I liked the new one until I put them side by side. You know, when I had the first one, I thought it was perfectly fine. But now that I've gotten this version, I'm like, wow, this one's so much better. He still has the, like, limbs can come off feature. So both the arms and the legs can pop off to simulate that scene in the movie on Quintessa. So we have that going on. Also, on Quintessa, he gives out the Energon goodies. So we have that little piece here as well. And then he has his standard blaster. Unfortunately, some of the joints on mine are a little loose. Like the hinge to go out to the side is really strong. But the kind of up and down swivel on that shoulder is loose. And also the connection where the arm comes off is a little loose as well. Not a deal breaker by any means, but just something to be a little wary of. I don't know if that's mold degradation or if it's just a QC issue with mine specifically. But overall, I still think he looks pretty cool. I think there are definitely some improvements, and I'm happy I picked this one up. Let's go ahead. We will get into the transformation. So if you had the first Studio Series Cup, the transformation is no different. We'll start by kind of just straightening out the legs, and I will flip the toes underneath, come around to the head and spin that around 180 degrees. Come to the back and unhook the backpack here. Then you're going to kind of fold this out and let that hang down there like so. You're going to unhinge the shoulder pieces. They unclick like that and then lift up like so. Come around to the back, flip these pieces out, and they will tab in. You can see that there's a tab right there. So they will tab on to the side, and that's going to be the front wheels. There's a tiny little hinge here. You can see the pin, and it's a little difficult at first to get these to swivel out, but you have to get that piece to swivel out like so. And you want to do that with both arms. And then you can kind of bring the arms straight back like this. And then they'll kind of hang like that. At this point, you want to use the hinge here in the abdomen to bring this down like this. You kind of want to get the legs a little bit out to the side. This is going to come up and cover the head. And you have to make sure that this comes all the way down so that this can reach. And you want to use that hinge so that this can come up. And then this will clip up here. At the same time, this is going to come around and kind of fill in this gap. And then you want to bend the elbows of the arms there like that. This all fills in, and that all fits in nice and snug like that. We're going to come down here to the legs. We're going to lift this part back. That will kind of pivot, and then you can close this back up. And that will peg into place, so you have to lift that up. Use that to give it just kind of like a 45-degree angle. Close that up. Then you want to unhook this and kind of leave it about there. And then we're going to bring this down. This comes up, and this kind of fills in this gap here. And then that clips in here on the side. And it's just kind of lining up some things. You also have to make sure that the arms are through here. So this is going to all line up. You're also going to flip this panel like this. And then this peg underneath here is going to peg into the fist. So there you go. It's a lot of just lining things up. So we will flip this panel out. Bring this down, peg that in there. Peg the fist underneath. Then this comes in here. And clips everything into place. And I probably have one or two things not 100% lined up, but there we go. And there is your futuristic pickup truck. And it took me a long time to realize that's why he's called Cup. Because a futuristic pickup truck. I never understood why his name was Cup. It was somewhat recently, within the last year or so, that I realized that that is why his name is Cup. Alright, I'm going to just kind of shore up some of these because I have something a little misaligned. But for the most part, that is your vehicle mode for Cup. So here is the vehicle mode. I like it quite a bit. Rolls very well. No problems there. You can store the weapons. You can see you have these peg spots here on the side. So there's a little tab right there on the side of the gun. So you can go ahead and peg that right in there. There's one on the other side if you want to go ahead and peg in his little second accessory. You can peg that in there. Very nice. Again, rolls very nicely. Quick comparison with the other Studio Series Cup. I definitely like this color scheme for the vehicle mode more. This lighter green they have here really breaks this up, and especially with the weird windshield, I just feel like it doesn't work. This is definitely a more unified color scheme, and I just think this works a little bit better. And I just really like that a lot more. So yeah, very, very cool. Kind of a crazy, convoluted transformation there, but I really like the vehicle mode that you're left with. I think they did a really nice job with it. So I think this cup is definitely an improvement over the original. The other one is perfectly fine. I just think this color scheme works a lot better for the robot mode and especially for the vehicle mode. And something that I'm really surprised didn't jump out to me right away with the original is that translucent windshield / chest piece. Because that doesn't make sense whether you're referencing the original cartoon, you're referencing the original toy. Neither of them had that. So I'm not really sure why that was done. Probably just so that they could eventually sell us this version, so we end up buying two, because Hasbro's crafty like that. But I definitely think this is the superior version. And once you have them side by side, you can really tell. I just really like the look of this one. I like the color scheme. I like the kind of weathering marks around. He still has that feature where the arms and legs can come off to simulate that scene in the movie on Quintessa. Otherwise, the accessories are the same. The transformation's the same. It's really the exact same figure, just, you know, a little bit different in terms of the color scheme. I also really like the painted eyes on this one. I think that's much better than the light piping. I just really think that pops a little bit more because you don't always have your figures displayed in a way that has light shining through the eyes, so they can kind of get lost. But with the painted eyes, it just always looks good. So I definitely recommend this one. It is a Target exclusive because it's part of that Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. So if you're looking for this one, definitely check your local Targets. I think they actually went up for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse as well, because Pulse has, you know, limited numbers of the exclusives. So you could definitely check Hasbro Pulse as well. Not sure if it's still available or not, but like I said, I recommend picking him up. I think he looks pretty cool, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.